Hello, my friends. Here we are at the end of 2020, and 2021 is quickly approaching. So, I wanted to answer the request of one of my viewers to create a video about the difference between resolutions and intentions. I think we all have heard about the thing that happens in the beginning of every January where every gym and workout facility gets filled to the brim with new people wanting to get in shape and get fit, and it quickly dwindles after about a month or two into the new year. This is an example of a New Year's resolution. So, New Year's resolutions aren't quite my favorite. I am much more about intentions, and I'll tell you why. Resolutions come from kind of a mental space in your cognitive brain. It's a thinking process. It's something that you think you would like to do or change in your life to make your world better or to make yourself better. And it's sort of a fleeting thought or a plan to make changes at the beginning of a year or sort of an initiation time where you feel like there's a fresh start and it's a good chance to make a change. So, in contrast with resolutions, intentions have a lot more grounded energy and depth of commitment to them than just sort of a fleeting thought or now I'm changing and I'm going to follow this plan for who knows how long. An intention requires a lot more conscious focus and awareness to bring it to light and to help it to become a change in your life that's really integrated. Not just something that you do for a couple months of the new year, but something that you can intend on sort of integrating and weaving into your life in a long-term beneficial way that can enhance and change and provide growth in your everyday life. So, exploring intentions is a really powerful process. An intention is basically something that you really want for yourself or for your life, something that you intend to work on and to spend time with and to follow through and commit to, so that you can really make that commitment to yourself that the intention you're bringing forward is something you care enough about to really see through the process of integration and to notice the way it changes and enhances your life through that integration. So, identifying what your intentions are is a really exciting process. I think there are 3 steps to this process. The first step of setting intentions is to get clear on what it is that you want and what would you like to manifest, what would you like to bring forward into your life and cultivate from within yourself. So, naming some of your longings, some of your desires, things that excite you, things that motivate you. What have you seen in the world around you or in the people you admire that you'd like to bring forward in yourself? So I recommend that you sit with your journal and you just write down a bullet list of all the things that you intend to explore, things that you might like to bring forward for yourself in your life. And when you feel like you've exhausted this list, kind of look through it and focus and see what is really capturing your intentions here. So if you could bring 1 or 2 of these bullet list items into reality, which are the most appealing? And then naming those intentions for yourself, getting really clear. For example, you might look at a list of really great ideas and inspirations, and the thing that sticks out to you the most is the word peacefulness. And so then creating the intention of, I would like to cultivate peacefulness in my life. That's naming your intention. And it's really important to name your intention so that you can get clear on what it is you're committing to yourself and what it is you're going to be working on in the days, weeks, and months to come. After you name your intention, the second step is processing it and exploring it in more depth. When I work with my clients around this, I use kind of the metaphor of the bean dip. So if you can think of a bean dip, it has many, many layers, right? And sometimes the really good stuff is in the bottom. So if you're skimming the surface, you're not getting all the depth and all the richness that you can find when you really dig deep. So through the process of journaling or meditation or art making, or simply processing with your friends or having introspection in whatever ways work best for you, these are all ways to go through that bean dip and kind of delve deeper into your intention. So asking yourself questions about that intention is a good way to start. So sticking with the example of peacefulness, you may ask yourself, what does peacefulness feel like in my body? What does peacefulness feel like in my thoughts? What emotions do I notice when I feel peaceful? What activities do I do that evoke a sense of peacefulness within me? What people tend to bring about a peaceful energy? And start to get yourself comfortable with the resonance and the energy quality of what this intention holds. So perhaps peacefulness has a sense of calm or serenity. Maybe there's even a color attached. For me, peacefulness feels like blues and purples and soft fabric and comfortable temperature. So for you, allow yourself to explore down into the bean dip and really identify the different layers and the different qualities of the intention you're trying to bring forth. And for the third piece of this exercise, after you have named your intention and explored deeper into the layers of that intention, the third piece is looking for it in manifestation in your life. So when you start to see that peacefulness is happening in your life, when you notice that you're breathing more deeply, or you have a sense of quiet or peacefulness in a relationship or an interaction, notice that and appreciate it. Really stop and allow yourself to take it in that your intention is starting to manifest for you. And with the awareness that your intention is starting to manifest, you continue that commitment and that motivation toward working on that intention and deepening into it further. And this is how the integration process happens. Not only when we just set an idea for ourselves, but when we follow it through and we build on it and we explore it until it becomes part of who we are. You may notice in your intention setting that there's like a leapfrog effect. So an example of this is that maybe you start with the intention of peacefulness. I want more peacefulness in my life. But as you explore through the bean dip, you may notice that wanting peacefulness actually means slowing down and being less busy. And as you explore more into what slowing down and being less busy feels like, you may notice that there's another leapfrog where what you really are intending is to use your time more purposefully and with more intention. So this is an example of how the intention you set isn't always the intention you end up with. And it's okay if it adapts and changes and transforms over time, because an intention can be kind of like a rolling process. And we have to remember that we are ever evolving and changing beings. And so our intentions can evolve and change with us. And as you get to know your desires and your longings, your intention can shapeshift to help support you as you kind of progress through that knowledge. So it's important when you're setting intentions to be really gentle with yourself and have compassion that intentions don't happen overnight. They do take commitment and they do take practice. And that's the process of integration and of bringing something into your system and into your life that hasn't existed there before. So it's okay if you notice that it's a slower process than you wanted, or it's okay to notice that you wish something could just snap into place, but in reality it takes more work. So allowing your intention to unfold over time and to make itself known to you in different areas of your life is really important. And I do recommend journaling when you're doing intention setting because it's a great way not only to explore through that bean dip that we were talking about of depth, but it's also a good way of tracking your intention over time and noticing in your world through that inner observer and that inner witness that we've talked about in some of my previous meditation videos, the you that notices things. That's your inner observer. So your inner observer might notice a longing for this intention to manifest quickly, or your inner observer might notice that your intention is manifesting in certain areas of your life, and what does it look like, and what does it feel like? So tracking these kind of observations and these bits of awareness through your journal can be really insightful, and it can be helpful to keep you motivated through your process. So we are starting and initiating a new year right now, but I want you to know that you can set intentions anytime you want. It doesn't have to be at the start of a new year. It doesn't have to be at the beginning of a new chapter. You can set intentions any day, and you can set them regularly. You may want to develop a practice where once a week you sit quietly in meditation and you ask yourself, what intentions do you have for the week ahead, or for the day ahead, or even for this moment? So see if you can just play with intention setting, take off some of the pressure of the New Year's resolution and keeping up with whatever change you feel you're supposed to make at the new year. Allow all of that to just be released and allow yourself to connect with your core self, that true self we've talked about in my past videos where we have addressed IFS and some of the parts work. And connecting to that core self and that inner observer to really understand what you want in your life and what kind of magic or inspiration or change you'd like to bring forward into your day-to-day reality. So I would love to hear about how this intention setting goes for you. Please leave me some comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and send it around to your friends. And I'll see you again soon. Take care.